Good morning, good afternoon, everyone from wherever you are joining us. Welcome to the quarterly partner polls with IRONSCALES. We are really excited to have you here today and dive into some of the latest updates that we've got. And real quick, just a couple of housekeeping items. All attendees are going to be on mute throughout this session. If you have any questions throughout the partner polls, please be sure to enter them into the chat on the right side here. You'll see a little button on the bottom right corner. Also, this call will be recorded for playback later. If you have anything that you want input or address live, we'll be sure to get to it. And if we don't get to all of your questions today, we'll be sure to respond to them eventually through email. A quick agenda. We're going to be talking to you a little bit more about this phishing 3.0 landscape and what we're seeing, this preemptive security methodology that we are really evangelizing on our end here. We're going to dive into the product roadmap updates. We're going to have a partner spotlight here with one of our great reseller partners, Performanta, and then some MSP business updates and a quick little blurb about us and where we're going to be with events for the remainder of the year in Q1. And then we're going to finish with some Q&A. So the phishing 3.0 landscape and preemptive security. My name is James Savard. For anyone who doesn't know, I am the MSP reseller and VAR senior product marketing manager here at IRONSCALES. Love working with this community, love how tight-knit everyone is, and really excited to talk to you a little bit about what we're seeing on our end. Now, phishing 3.0, we've talked about this a little bit, but I wanted to give everyone who's joining us for the first time a quick summary of what we are talking about when we refer to phishing 3.0. So phishing 1.0, often referred to as, bad content. What we were seeing here was HTML links, malicious files, and attachments. And this was a problem that has been around for decades at this point. This is largely conquered by what SEGs have in place. They know what's out there. They have rules, policies established, and they do a decent job at catching these. Now, phishing 2.0, what we like to refer to as more or less bad intent. These are the social engineering attacks. These are the BECs, ATOs. It's really taking phishing to that next level, and we pioneered the AI approach here with protecting businesses against these kinds of attacks in 2015, long before AI was a buzzword, might I add. Now, what we're talking about when we refer to phishing 3.0 is everything that's taking place as far as the AI-generated content and tactics that we're seeing within the market today, whether it's audio, video, or just rapid facilitation of AI-driven campaigns at a sophistication and scale that previous technologies just weren't equipped to handle. This is what we're seeing, and just in summary here, why we see this as the next frontier and what we need to be really vigilant about is, we've gone from blocking what's known to detecting and responding to basically the on your toes approach to now IRONSCALES is really shifting our focus to this preemptive security model in which we are readying organizations for what's to come. And so how do we do that? Let's start with one of the things that we've been really hyper-vigilant on lately, and that's deepfake attacks. So a lot of you who have followed us on LinkedIn, attended webinars in the past, we have been keen on understanding and addressing this issue. And we have run a survey now for 2 years with over 500 IT and security professionals, surveying them on how big of a problem this is for their organization, what's the scope of damage, what's the scale of it. And what we found is that 85% of organizations have experienced a deepfake related attack within the past year. It's a 10% year over year gain, obviously a substantial increase. Now, how much did this actually cost businesses? And I think it's important to kind of put some context on here. $280,000 per incident when it comes to deepfake related attacks. This compared to BEC attacks, that's a 5% increase. Now, as far as the amount of times these are happening, yeah, we see these in headlines. They're blown up across the board, but they're really still kind of they're theoretical. They're not really. Uh, we don't hear too much about the scope and scale of damage. So that's why we put out this survey. We wanted to find out more around the financial losses associated with these. Now, 280,000 is the average. 5% of those surveyed within this report reported losses of over $1 million. It's it's substantial enough that everyone needs to be paying attention at this point. And that was another thing that we surveyed this group about. Board of directors, and you might be saying to yourself, I don't have a board. I'm a 10-man shop. This isn't something that's really relevant to me. Over the past 12 months, 80% of boards, executive leaderships have been asking questions about deepfake risk briefings within their executive councils. 71% of security leaders now rank deepfake defense as a top priority. This is up from 43% in 2024, a staggering increase there. Now, 37%, this is the shocking number here, 37% have actually deployed protection when it comes to what they're actually doing about protecting their organization against deepfake related attacks. So, what's our answer to this? We started deepfake protection on IRONSCALES, and with RSA this year, we unveiled this. Now, I'm pleased to announce for our MSP segment, this is going to be available within Q1 of 2026. We want to make sure that we are positioning all of our customers against email security, sure, against ATO, yes, of course, DMARC management, all of these things that we've launched in the past, but we really see this as a great next step and a crucial one in protecting against this phishing 3.0 wave. Now, our deepfake protection, it really consists of stopping AI-driven impersonations across your chat environments, with Teams being our first and foremost protection. We use real-time visual analysis to go through, identify deepfake-related attacks with indicators that are popping up, whether that's through suspicious logins or visual cues from the registered pictures that we have on file of the protected identities within your organization. Provides instant alerts out to employees that really let them know that we see something suspicious, let's pause and make sure that everyone is who they say they are. And we've built this with a privacy-first architecture for Microsoft 365 environments. All this analysis is going to be happening in real time using vector comparisons. We're never storing meeting recordings or keeping your biometric data on file. Now, this is obviously a big step in the right direction for protecting against these phishing 3.0 attacks, but I also wanted to take a little bit of time today to talk about something else that we've been working on. Everything that you see at the bottom here, this is what IRONSCALES does today. We start with our basic email protection capabilities to DMARC management, all driven by our adaptive AI technology, continuously honed and sharpened by a network of 30,000 threat analysts that are constantly informing and keeping our threat intelligence at the forefront. Our current platform capabilities, email protection, deepfake, ATO protection, SAT simulations, DMARC management, all of this is available for you today. Deepfake protection, like I said, coming first quarter of next year for MSPs. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit more about how we're going to protect against tomorrow's threats. This is something that we've been working on from an agentic AI standpoint. Now, everyone's throwing around these capabilities. Now, related to phishing 3.0, these three agents are what IRONSCALES is focused on in taking a new approach to protecting your organization with that preemptive security model. A red teaming agent, what this is going to do is create adversarial modeling, throwing against your organization unique attacks, basically going through red teaming, testing your environment, poking holes at all the gaps within your email security environment so that you don't have anything left for hackers and threat actors to exploit. A phishing SOC agent, I'm going to talk about this one a little bit more later, but what you need to know is this provides a little bit more context around why our AI is acting the way that it does. Much different than the black box solutions that are all across the market today. And last but not least, a phishing simulation agent. We have been doing phishing simulation testing for a good long while. This next step in the next evolution of our capabilities here creates phishing simulation attacks that are unique not only to your organization, but to your industry, pulling across data and attacks that are happening across the web so that your organization is placed in the best posture possible to protect against these kind of attacks down the road. Now, this phishing SOC agent is what I really want to double click on today for you all. And essentially what this is going to do is it provides a much easier job for the SOC analysts within your MSP or within the enterprise today to get additional context on demand. So we all know there are classified, there are unclassified incidents across the environment. Now, when an unclassified incident happens, it is on your SOC analyst to go through and do the manual remediation process. What this phishing SOC agent does is it lightens the load by providing deep research on demand around sender analysis, body analysis, link attachment scanning, and basically ensures that your threat analysts within the SOC or within your organization have all the information they need at the click of a button to do their job in a much more efficient way. We are extremely excited about this step in the right direction and really excited to start getting this agentic AI story more incorporated within the IRONSCALES narrative and putting this out for you all to use to just increase operations and improve your processes across the board. That's what we've been working on now. All I can show you today, but we're very excited about the direction that we're taking here. More to come. Please put questions in the chat. Now, I'm going to pass it over to our product team to tell you a little bit more about the other product updates that we've been busy working on. Stav, take it away. Actually, I believe we have Ori joining.
Yeah, I'm starting.
Ori,
Thank you, James. So hey everyone, I'm Ori, product lead for MSP here at IRONSCALES. It's great to be here and to highlight the new capabilities we've been working on. If you can, next slide, please. Okay, so let's kick off with something we are all excited about, our new advanced ATO protection. We took a big step forward here. We now combine Microsoft Identity Alert with mailbox behavior. This gives our model more context and the ability to detect real threat earlier. Next slide. Here are some real examples of what we can detect now. New location, spike in outbound volume compared to the user normal baseline. Unusual activity happening off hours. For example, unusual IP, password reset, or high quantity of emails. We correlate all of these signals and we keep adding signals to this service. The key win is that this allows across all Microsoft license tiers. If you already had ATO before these current months, please reintegrate and we can assist you in this process. Next slide, please. I'm happy to announce a new native IRONSCALES product built directly based on MSP feedback. Let's talk first why it's needed. Without proper encryption, information can be exposed in several ways. If an attacker intercepts the email in transit, if someone gains access to the mailbox content, if the message is forwarded to someone else. Usually, traditional encryption services have complex user experience, like username and password that people forget, broken sign-up process, or many steps for just reading a simple message. At the end, users just give up and send message in plain text. My two goals building the product were simple: low effort and truly secure. Low effort both for the sender and the recipient. This means that the sender can use keywords or the Outlook add-in to trigger the encryption. On top, the encryption will be triggered also automatically via DLP rules set up by the admin. The recipient don't need to create any temporal count. They authenticate with 2 steps only via one-time password and can decrypt the email and download the attachment. Truly secure means security in transit and at rest, and delivered via IRONSCALES portal with many additional security features such as expiration and security replay that will help your customer to stay in compliance. Next slide, please. Now let's talk about our new DMARC plan for MSP, the Pro plan. As we said in previous event, email authentication is becoming a must-have. Without it, it increases the risk of impersonation and has negative impact on email deliverability and brand reputation. And without setting correct the SPF, DKIM, and DMARC policies, the message of your clients may be rejected, quarantined, or marked as spam. So this new plan will expand our core management package with 2 key requested additions. Hosted DKIM. No more extra manual DNS work. You set it once and DKIM keys rotate automatically with secure cloud managed keys. So less work, more secure and consistent compliance. Second, real-time alerts that prevent email deliverability issues. You will get instant notification for authentication failures, DNS change, or spoofing attempts. Easy to customize and to stay on top of DMARC problems. We are planning to launch this new plan during December, so stay tuned. Next slide, please. And last, our ConnectWise vendor-approved PSA integration, launching next month. It removes manual work, prevents billing mistake, and brings IRONSCALES straight into the MSP daily workflow. We built a simple setup wizard so you can connect in minutes. It maps the companies you manage, the product you sell, and the agreements you track. We sync usage data daily directly to ConnectWise PSA. And your IRONSCALES open incident now will appear directly as tickets on the board you select. This is our first PSA integration and more are coming. Again, very excited about what's coming. Now, Stav from our product team will present some additional features. Stav.
Thanks, Ari. James, if we can just click the video. So hi, everyone. From a user experience perspective, we've completely restructured the incident page to make it clearer and more transparent. It now gives you a much better view into what's happening behind the scenes and why Themis decides what it did. The change is not only visibility, but it also reduces confusion and support requests. You'll notice the new Themis Insights section at the top of the page. It works just like an executive summary, surfacing the most important findings so analysts can make smarter decisions faster. And as James mentioned a few minutes ago about the new phishing SOC agent, we're not stopping here. And analysts will soon be able to perform deep research directly from within the platform, making investigation even more efficient than what we're just now providing. Next slide, please. Microsoft Unified Quarantine. So what we did here is that we brought together quarantine management for both IRONSCALES and Microsoft Defender into a single seamless experience. Analysts and end users now work from one unified report. All quarantined emails from both systems displayed together in a single view. No more switching between consoles and wondering where an email ended up. If an end user submits a release request through the quarantine request, it automatically creates a challenge incident within IRONSCALES system so analysts can review it and actually take actions directly from within IRONSCALES platform. This is major to allow a smoother experience for both the analysts and the end users, the employees who are eventually working with all of that. Passing it on to Derek.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Stav. Wanted to introduce myself. So I'm Derek Fisk. I'm the Channel and Partnership Director over here in EMEA. And I'm really excited about hosting this fireside chat. Today, joining us, we have Alex Argis from Performanta. He's the Sales Director for both MSP and for VARs channels with Performanta. ultimately, the relationship that we have at Perfumenta is a really, really strong and a true collaboration. So what I wanted to do here is basically introduce Alex and kick off a couple of questions here for him. So Alex, thanks for joining.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You got it. So first question for you. What does partnership mean to you, and how does IRONSCALES help Perfumenta in growing the market?
Yeah, I mean, it's a valid question. I think, for those of us that have been working in the MSP world for a while, whether it's MSSP or MSP, collaboration is by far the most important thing, and it's a very difficult thing to achieve. I think what's imperative, at least from my side, is I need to put into the relationship as much as I expect to get out of it. So I can't sit in the wings and assume that you're going to be the one that feeds and waters my pipeline. It's incredibly important that we do that together. So yeah, for me, it's closeness. The old phrase "getting into bed together." It might be a little bit out of date, but it's kind of true. You want that relationship where I can give you a call, and I probably do more so than I should. And generally speaking, you're there to assist me, and like for like, if there's something that you guys require that we can assist with, we always want to be able to bring value to the relationship. It can't be transactional.
I love it, and me and you talk with all this all the time, but it's a true two-way partnership. We both bring something to the table, and I guess that brings me to the second question I've got here is, what was, I guess, a mixture of what was the aha moment, and what does IRONSCALES bring to the table for you to really add true value?
So, I mean, it's an interesting thing. My story in our industry is not a particularly long one. I've been in this space for about 5 years, and before that, I was working in West Africa in a very different industry altogether. And I was unfortunately, and the reason for the change was I was unfortunately working in a position where we got breached. Someone came in, they hacked our inbox, and for about a month, they were providing us with incorrect banking details, blocking the email and actively altering it, providing detail and context as to why the banking details had changed. And I was that idiot who authorized what I thought was $60,000 to a clearing agent, and it wasn't. So I know firsthand what it feels like to get this wrong. When I joined Perfumenta and was introduced to IRONSCALES, the thing that took me by surprise and excited me most was that whole agentic AI piece. So it's not just security controls, it's not just policies, it's not a framework of what we let in, what we let out. There's an active agent there measuring the tonality of one's email to assess whether or not there's a malicious threat actor hiding behind it. So, and not just that, but there's continuous learning. So even if you're a smart person, you're able to sidestep all of those controls. If your grammar is incorrect or somewhat off-putting, the notion that there's a way to flag that, for me, that brings a level of I don't know, security that a lot of other products just don't.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex. No, I think you're right on the money there with that. Now, I wanted to quickly transition into, I guess, what's really close to our hearts from the sales side of it is the sales cycle itself. Can you give me a couple of examples or a couple of thoughts on particular our platform and our enablement tools that are helping you close the sales cycle to make sure that the hustle for the sale can really happen and be beneficial to you?
Yeah, so I'm gonna sidestep your question ever so slightly, because to me it's not just shortening the sales cycle, it's the pipeline generation thing for me. I have complete trust in my sales team, and I have complete trust in the product. So once you find the conversation, I got to be honest with you, and generally speaking, these things mature as fast as they should. So for me, it's about building pipeline, growing market share, and brand awareness. So in part, one of the most important things is the ability to give IRONSCALES a call and say, look, I need some help with a piece of thought leadership, or we're running a campaign to try and displace Mimecast, or we're doing all of this outbound activity. How can you support me in achieving sort of a good ROI? And you all do that extremely well. I think there have been many occasions where I give you a call and give you a very, very short lead time. I need this by then. Can you help me? Generally speaking, you are incredibly accommodating because we're going after the same goal. So that is the most important thing. But that being said, I've seen the POVs, I've seen the demos, and they capture the attention of the audience. We're solving a problem that they have, and often solving a problem that they don't know there's a solution for. So when it comes to shortening the sales cycles, I think the collaboration is imperative. We always do the customer facing calls together. We always do the pre-calls together. We know where both of the responsibilities lie. We provide a managed service around something that's, your IP. So, again, it's about that. It's about that collaboration.
Awesome. I love it, and you know that's super close to my heart. Now, looking farther ahead, can you give me a little bit of a flavor of where you think this partnership's going and what we can do to continue to have it evolve in a positive direction?
Yeah, you know, we're not breaking the mold here, right? For those of us in the sales world, we know what works, what doesn't work, and more often than not, continuity and persistence is key, right? It's not about being hyper creative and doing something that the world's never seen before. It's about making sure we do the right thing, and we do the right thing again and again and again. You know, for us, managed email security is one of our top 3 service lines. So, you know, what we want to do is work a little bit closer together. We want to do more activity. We want to be front and center with customers and prospects alike on a monthly basis. You know, let's do the events, let's do the webinars, let's do all of this stuff. Let's make a big show and a shout about how good this is, because it is. So for me, I just want to continue the momentum, because there isn't a thing that I've seen in the last 5 months since taking up my role that I would necessarily change. I want to just do more.
Awesome. I love it. And I think for me, the big theme and the takeaway I got here, obviously, is the partnership. And I'm sitting here with a big smile ear to ear, because that's everything that I preach, you know, when I'm working with you and all my other partners. And, you know, I think that's what IRONSCALES is bringing to the table is, yeah, we've got a fantastic product, but we also bring the partnership side of things. And that's really what I feel as though we're you know, changing the game and getting our partners engaged. And hearing you say that out loud is awesome. So thanks for that, Alex, and really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, my pleasure.
Fantastic. Thanks, Alex. Now, handing this over, I believe it's going to Brian next.
Stuff. Hey, thank you so much, Derek. Am I coming through okay?
Loud and clear.
Good stuff. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Brian Thomas. I'm the Vice President of the MSP Sales Organization here at IRONSCALES. Great to meet you all. Next slide. Going really over 3 things today with you. One, we want to make it easy and frictionless to sell IRONSCALES to your customers, especially our MSPs. And really, we let data lead the sales motion for us. We have a very simple 3-step guide that we just put up in Channeltivity just a few weeks ago that I'm going to share in the chat right now. How to position IRONSCALES to your customers. It's right there, included the link. But yeah, that's the sales accelerant. We have, you know, stack ranked fish and attack severity that get through in our seg calculator that we use to augment the instant ROI that we show our customers every single day in MSP world. We have a PSM health check. We're doubling the size of our team going into 2026, meaning that every single MSP that we have today is going to have a single point of contact from a post-sales perspective, whether that's, you know, figuring your group settings, whether that's getting your AI spam filter set, fine-tuning your incident response. There's so many things that a PSM can bring value to your account. So I highly recommend getting in touch with them, and we'll go over that in a second. And effectively managing your DMARC. Get a demo. If you haven't gotten a DMARC demo, absolutely get a demo in the next 30 days. Next slide. 90-day scan back. Again, no MX record change, no email traffic diversion, no journaling of internal event. It's a 3-click integration. We like to lead with data. That's why I provided this in the chat, how to position IRONSCALES to your customers, for MSPs in particular. In those first 3 or 4 days, you present them the health check, you present them the data with value assessment. And then from there, usually it's very short sales window, right? Within 1 to 2 weeks, they'll go into active POC, you assign a plan, and there you go, right? You're off to the races and you're selling IRONSCALES into your customer base. It's been incredibly successful, incredibly sticky for our MSPs globally, and we highly recommend that you check that out in Channeltivity. Next slide. Around PSM enablement, again, we're doubling the size of our team. So if you haven't booked a session with your PSM, now is the time to do so. We've got Eddie Phillips, we've got Alex Hannon, we've got Laura Saeed. We have a full onboarding session or re-onboarding session if you've never had one. But again, they'll configure your group settings, AI spam filters, they'll fine-tune your incident management, they'll do all of the things that you need to do within the console in order for you to be the most effective MSP you possibly can be. DMARC demos, we're doing 5 to 10 a week now. So I highly recommend you get in the queue. There's lots of links all over our website and all over Channeltivity and our partner portal to sign up for a demo. And then, of course, in the product, please let us do that. And the call to action is really MSPpartners@ironscales.com. If you do not know who your PSM is right now, or you have not met with them for a health check, please do so. Please reach out to MSP Partners, and either Eddie, Laura, or Alex is going to reach out to you and get that scheduled. Thank you so much. I think I'm going to hand this over to Katie.
I am actually going to be hopping in for Katie today, our great events manager as far as MSP and enterprise go. But yeah, we wanted to shine a little bit of light here on where you can find us as far as virtual and in-person events are over the course of the next couple quarters. So Q4 events, we are going to be at Minitel as well as Nantes in Paris for BMSP as Roadshow, as well as Minitel Evolve. We are also going to be out in California for some events as far as education focused, as well as MSP Titans Awards Gala. And then obviously every year we do the channel program holidays event. Really great event. We're going to be doing giveaways. Please hop on there, show some love. The giveaways are great. So at the very least, enter to get, I think they were doing solo stoves last year. And then Q1 2026 events that we have coming up. We are going to be at TCEA Convention and Exposition in San Antonio, Robin Robbins Producers Club, the Innovate Executive Evening within Union, New Jersey, Right a Boom, which we were at last year. Love that event. CyberFox, and then RSAC at the end of March. So if you're going to be at any of these, please reach out. We would love to sync up with you in person. It is certainly one of the things that I love doing for our partners and resellers, to get a little bit of better understanding of the relationship and what you need from us, and just to get to know you face to face. So please send us a message if you're going to be at any. And that is the session for today. At this point, we'll open it up for Q&A. I don't see that we've gotten any questions within the chat, but I'll leave it open for a little bit to give everyone some time. Well, as always, we are going to send out the recording of this event following the conclusion of this one. If you have any questions about what was covered today from an MSP, reseller, agentic AI, or deepfake protection standpoint, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. The links are going to be here, and I'll put this on the screen for everyone. You can always find out what we're doing at the ironscales.com/events. Obviously, check out Knowledge Base for any kind of product updates that we have in store. And then just get in touch with us. MSPs, reach out to MSP partners at ironscales.com. Resellers, just reach out to partners at ironscales.com. We would love to hear from you, and really looking forward to keeping our partnerships growing. And we greatly appreciate your business here at IronScales. With that, we'll go ahead and conclude for the day then. Thank you all.